Hi everyone, we are Team Dumplings, and today we're going to present our work for our sprint 2. My name is Jiaying Hu, you can call me Connie.
My name is Marina.
I'm Franz.
And on today's agenda, we have background, which we will talk about what we did last week, and then we have the desirability testing we did this week for our style tiles, and then we have the digitized logos for our logo sketches, and we have the wireframes evaluations and directions, and last we will talk about our next steps. Background. Twindo is a drive-through convenience store, which means our user can order on their mobile and then they will drive through and pick it up at the store location. Most of our target user is the suburban moms. So this is our user persona. Her name is Rachel, and Rachel's frustration is when she went to the grocery shopping with her kid, it takes longer, and she often double purchasing item, and she wants her shopping process to be faster and more interactive family times. So we did some competitive analysis last week, and we are focusing on minimum design and friendly feeling. So we want Twindo to be there on the top right corner. We want it to be very friendly on the design and also very minimum, so the customer can focus on the product itself, so it will speed up their shopping process. Now we have Franz to talk about the design principle for us.
So after our research, we put together as a team some design principles that we wanted to follow through with to help guide our designs. The first principle being essential, allowing our designs to be clean and minimal. Second principle is personal, that our designs are warm and welcoming to the user. And lastly, memorable, that within a clean and minimal template, we can still add these moments of joy and delight to keep users engaged. And during this sprint, we also conducted some desirability testing with our style tiles, where we took 5 users that aligned with the user persona Rachel, and through the testing, we found that users discovered that they really align with having information that's properly laid out, that the information is clear, readable, and scannable, as well as just the importance of content being large, legible, as well as using a color palette that is both happy, friendly, and just brings joy to the user. And so with that, we went ahead and kind of iterated on that, but also just worked on logos and style tags, and Marina will share about that.
So just recapping a little bit, last week with my mood boards and my style tiles, I wanted to evoke vibrancy in a futuristic, modern feel, and to couple that with very optimistic and friendly, so that would align with our user persona, Rachel, and also aligning with our design principles of being clear and focused. So these are the mood boards, and these are the translations to style tiles. So I'm gonna go to each one of them. But first, with the desirability testing, participants, overall, the 3 designs have in common clearness. They specifically said that all the 3 designs were very clear, and the other common adjectives that we talked about, we heard from them, was that it was easy to see, cheerful, orderly. So the first one was considered cohesive and clear by the majority. However, some participants said that this mood board the colors were boring or even hospital-like colors. And in regard to our own design principles, it was rated average, not very busy or very minimal, and kind of like in the middle of friendly and not really memorable. The second design was considered more stark by the majority of the participants. Some mentioned neutral blend, and some people have mixed feelings about the typeface, while some said that they didn't like it because it was very template-like. Other participants mentioned that they were happy to see it because it was very organized. And in regard to our design principles, it tested not very good on friendliness, not very personal or memorable, but it was sort of minimalistic. The third design received the best feedback, the most positive. Participants, the majority said that it was nice, easy on the eyes, and friendlier. The colors were catchy. There were some opinions about it being baby colors, but overall, the ratings were good. Were better than the previous one, so I chose to move forward with this third style tile for my wireframes. And speaking of logos, last week I had sketched logos and now I have digitized them. So with the first row, it's a window, but also I incorporated an element of maybe a basket or a bag that contains the products. In the second row, we have an element of QR code, which aligns with the brand as well. And so I think this third column is the one that I'm more gravitating towards with logos. And now we have Connie to talk about her individual designs.
So I did these mood boards last week, and then I transferred them to 3 different style tiles, and we did the desirability testing with this style tiles here. So it turns out all my style tile conveys a happy feeling to our users, and my blue style tile gathered the most positive feedbacks from the user. Most of the user think is very cheerful, intuitive, friendly, fun, and bright. However, some of the user think it feels a little bit too young and swim school-like color. And most of the user think is really friendly, and also they think it's memorable. And for my second style tile, this one it conveys the most negative feedback from the user. Most of the user think it's stark, impersonal, and too simple. Only a small part of the user like it because they think it's artsy and minimalistic. And also the scale I gather from based on our design principle is very neutral. This one it conveys relatively the most neutral feedbacks from our users. All of the user think it's very feminine, and some of them even said it's maternal feeling and a baby store-like color. And however, they think it's very memorable, and also they think it's feeling friendly from these style tiles. So based on the data I gathered, I decided to move forward with my blue style tiles because it gathered the best feedbacks from our target users, and also the color scheme is very memorable and friendly, so it's most likely our user persona. Rachel, when she uses it, she will enjoy it and she will talk about it with her friends and family. And when it comes to the wireframe design, I will make sure the design will be minimalistic and the flow will be simple, so Rachel can focus on the product itself and shop quickly. So my logo, I have 3 different concepts to present for the logo. So my first one will be a shopping bag with a window on it. So when it's used on the app itself, it will maintain a shopping bag with a window. But when the logo used for the other purpose, the window will close up and then a QR code will appear. And this QR code will link to Twindo's responsible website to help with the brand promoting. And I try to simplify it into a 2-dimension. And the second concept is a fast-forward symbol. It means that Twindo helps the user to be more efficiently with their time. And the last one is a time-saving concept. I'm turning the O in Twindo into clock, and I'm also planning on doing an animation on the splash screen on the apps to make the clock go backward to emphasize the time-saving concept. So that's all my design. Now we have Franz to talk about his design.
So my designs that I've taken are coming from these mood boards here. First design, second, and the third. And these are the translations into style tiles for my 3 designs. When doing desirability testing, users felt that a lot of the information was too small and came off a bit business-like as well. But users did appreciate that the information and everything laid out was clean, simple, and they also enjoyed the color choices. With the first design, users gave feedback saying that it was natural, some felt it was exciting, but all in all they felt that it was overall hard to read and evoked kind of a hospital feeling. Testing-wise, it tested kind of average, though users did feel it was, I guess, aligned with the design principle of being clean and minimal. The second design received probably the most positive feedback. Users felt it was creative, modern, colorful, but also felt that it wasn't consistent and a bit too busy in regards to content. And all in all, this board actually did not align as well with the design principles. And lastly, the third and final design received probably the most negative feedback, though users felt that it was soothing in color, a bit masculine, but overall felt lacking, a bit too minimal, even template looking. However, it did score higher than the other 2 designs in regards to aligning with the design principles. In the end, I decided to go with the second design, given that it did align, or it did receive the most positive feedback. And even in this latest iteration, I wanted to display that just further changes, just incorporating a little more space and making the overall design cleaner would probably align better with the overall design principles that we've set up as a group. And in taking those designs forward, I also created 2 logos, and these are the logos in black and white, incorporating some of the color and as icons as well. And now Marina will share a bit about our wireframe evaluations.
So we have received from the UX team initial wireframes that we analyzed, and we concluded that it would be good to make it fit more to the user persona, who is a very busy mom. So we wanted it to make it simpler and faster for the user persona. So the 3 things that we decided to do was labeling, renaming some terms. We made some changes to the add to order CTA pop-out window and relocated and made changes to some icons. I'm going to show you some examples of this. So, for example, this first one, we have create new order, and we thought that the term order wasn't that easily recognizable as list, so we changed that. And second thing that we did was with this project screen, for example, when you add to order, this pop-out comes and it seems like there's too many things here, there's too many buttons, and each time when you click, you'll go to another screen in order to create a new order. Or so what we did was, when you add to list, now the user is able to immediately just add this item directly to an order or create a new list, and that's going to be the screen that will appear. The other thing that we changed were some icons. In this example, we changed the pencil icon, the edit location, to a more perhaps intuitive pin location icon that relates more to the address or the location. So for the next steps, we're gonna go ahead and take our designs to high fidelity screens, and then do an interactive prototype, do some micro interactions, and then UI kit. So this is all we have for today. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions, please feel free.